Welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment of our show brought to you by the folks at Madisonville Marine. Terrific rebates right now on select models of G3 and Skeeter boats. We're talking thousands of dollars off right back in your wallet. And if you're walking around with thousands of dollars in your wallet, come see me sometime. Plus, through November 18th, through November 18th, Yamaha offering a free extended warranty of 3 years on 75 to 350 horsepower motors. That makes it a 6-year warranty overall. If you buy from Madisonville Marine a Yamaha motor right now, 75 to 350 horsepower motor, Madisonville Marine, they've always got the best deals in town. And again, if you've got all kinds of cash, just come share it with us. All right, Chalk Talk segment. Going to talk a little bit about what everybody seems to talk about. If you watch a game with Twitter going, half the people say, well, this is offensive line. The other half say, well, you got to call plays better. Last night, when your quarterback's throwing interceptions and you're just getting beat to death, I'm going to let you guys debate. Everybody knows my feeling. I think it's O-line. I don't know how you call around it. But thoughts on yesterday's play selection, offensive line? What was the biggest issue yesterday, guys?
Well, I'm going to throw in with you and just say that there's nothing that you can do to call plays when your offensive line is that bad. I mean, it really doesn't matter what you do. And you throw it, you run it, you occasionally run a double reverse even, and they don't work.
Brought that up.
So I just don't think there's anything you can do.
That gets back to a question we're going to ask in the next segment.
I think there are things you can try to do, and actually last night they did. They ran a counter play that they hadn't run since the Oklahoma game. They threw it off a zone read.
Yeah.
They also had they threw that quick screen to Hurd that they did against Georgia, which worked. So the double reverse blew up in their face, no doubt. The other 6 plays that they ran that I thought were creative, they gained 58 yards. Yeah. That was more than a fourth of your offense.
The little middle screens were good. And here's the thing. They had, and there were some complaints late in that game when Worley was chucking it deep a few times. There were folks saying, well, you just have nothing but deep routes. No, there were release valves underneath. They had, I would say 90% of their pass routes, I was watching it last night to notice it, they had guys across the middle. Either a route designed across the middle or a release valve. If pressure gets to you, you got a running back kind of comes out and just stops. They had outlets, but Worley chose to go deep on a few of those. It wasn't like you had 4 guys running post patterns out there. I just, from a play calling perspective, you try. Even last week when they ran the quarterback some, you still averaged 2.9 yards per carry. I just think there's not much you can do at this point, and the problem is, they admitted, Butch Jones admitted last night, your playbook has to be thinned out, simplified with this line. You start with a couple new guys in there, you got a playbook the size of a postage stamp. I mean, I just don't see where you go, Will.
Well, here's the thing. For all the fans and everybody talking about play calling, and for all of you guys maybe disagree, when you're watching the game when they're on offense, all you watch for is how bad is the offensive line getting beat. Oh, they didn't get beat. Worley has a few seconds. Oh, they might get a playoff.
Yeah.
I'm not looking at anything else. Yeah. I'm looking at, is somebody coming free at the snap of the ball and hitting him in the mouth? I mean, that tells you what your problem is. I mean, that's it. I mean, I don't know what else I look at. I'm just like, did the offensive line stop somebody for 2 seconds?
And the answer is usually no. I mean, and we've seen the blueprint is the press man-to-man coverage. So what can you try against that? Can you try a bunch formation maybe? I mean, that might work.
Receivers in motion.
Well, can you try an occasional little shuffle pass? But those things may work occasionally.
Right.
But they're not going to get you downfield.
That's right.
There's nothing there that you can build an offense around that you can say consistently this is going to work, because the next game you play, the next team's going to go, okay, now here's what they're doing. You know, they're just something, and it seems kind of stupid, and Will can call me stupid, the former player. For something else to work, what you're doing has to work.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just the way it is. You can't build on anything.
Well, here's
and it's getting worse.
Here's the thing.
It's going downhill from here, too.
They can score if they get a big play, but they cannot put 10 plays together to go 80 yards because of the offensive line.
Which
I
gets back
I talked to 4 coaches, 2 of whom I actually liked, but I talked to 4 to get their read on it, and 2 of them tended to agree with me. You have to try to do more creative things. 2 said there's nothing you can do, but one of those said what you have to do is find 4 or 5 plays that you feel comfortable running, and then run a whole bunch of different formations. You're running the same play, but throw a whole bunch of formations and hope that you confuse the defense a little bit with that.
But here's the thing, with an offensive line that had 6 starts together coming into the year, how much do you feel confident in? All right, now
finding those plays
exactly,
that work.
and we're gonna
That's
run
right.
them out of different formations. We're gonna change it up a little bit. I don't know that you can trust those guys to do it. Plus, you got defensive coordinators who are paid to sit there and go, they can't do this, they can't do this,
that.
they can't do this, they can't do this. All we got to stop is this, and I think that's being an issue as well.
Well, and here's the other part. Your center can't do his own snap count. He has to have a guard, look back at the quarterback, tap on the hip,
Yeah.
and then your center has not changed it up in a game or two. One head movement over to the right, snap the ball 100. I mean, if I'm a defensive line right now, I know your snap count. I'm timing it. I'm off the ball before your offensive linemen are.
And the two things, real quick, John, your tight ends aren't helping you out when your blocking is already bad. Your tight ends apparently don't block very well either. And
Most of them are freshmen too.
Most of them are freshmen too. And look at the talent level of the defensive linemen in the SEC.
Yep.
And the ones that have gone to the NFL in recent years.
The NFL every spring, there you go. Every spring, the NFL comes and gets more defensive linemen out of the SEC than any other conference, which is why we all projected this summer. We said, look, all spring and summer, the offensive line being completely green in the SEC is bad news. Didn't know it'd be this bad news, but I didn't do the research earlier that we're going to show you later. Should have known it would be this bad news. That's on me. All right. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about. We're going to have the former VFLs out here, the whole team, and we're going to talk about what it's like in a locker room to lose. And also, is Butch Jones listening to the media too much? We'll discuss. Come on back on The Sports Source.